I hope you are well. Today is Friday and I normally would have a blog post up about Friday pages and that sort of thing, but I am absolutely swamped with quite a few things that I need to get done before the weekend. So I am just going to do a quick flip because that is the quickest way for me to show you without having to set up all my pages and stuff like that and photograph them, edit them, all that sort of thing. So this is actually a faster way for me to do this. I'm not quite sure what you have and haven't seen, so I'll just quickly flip from the start. I won't do too much chatting towards the front because I know I've shown you these pages before. There's bits and pieces at the back at the moment. This is a Midori MD, but the cotton brand. I got a lot of questions even though I've mentioned it before. So this is the cotton one. So it's a little bit different to the normal Midori MD, and it's obviously in the turmeric folio from the Sojourner. And this is, I've got only a little bit left, as you can see at the end there, and my spine is holding kind of just. You can see I'm on that like journal hump that we get when we're getting too thick. But I will just do a quick sort of flip and show you some of my pages. I worked with a lot of white space in the beginning, not so much now. And you'll see there'll be gaps where I haven't written things, and I'll go back in on certain days when I'm feeling it. Certain pages have certain moods, so I write in them when I feel the need to. So there are gaps. This needs something on there, and I've got bits and pieces. This needs a bit of something, I'm not quite sure. Things that I haven't worked out what I want to do with them yet. That's normally why there's gaps. My Jane Davenport tutorial for the borders. I need to make more of them because I really like, I don't know, I love how they frame things and they're just such a simple little add-on. Little bits and pieces, pictures of my kids, little tip-ins, hubby. This is a choose your own adventure challenge that I do every month with the Inkies. That reminds me I need to do the pick for the month. So these have sections here that needs filling out, bits and bobs. Bit of morning pages action. I do morning pages when I feel I need to sort of debrief. This one will be mostly a black and white spread. Another choose your own adventure challenge. And this is what I will put over writing when I don't want it to be absolutely visible. I normally, like I've said before, I don't hold back in my journal. If there's something that I don't want the public to read, I will just code it. Basically, I will write it in code so that I know what I'm talking about, but anyone who reads it wouldn't have a clue what I'm talking about. So tip in within a tip in. They obviously need to finish that. This was a Jane Davenport video, picture of Disney. This is another choose your own adventure. Lots of tip-ins with layers and borders and this is another choose your own adventure. So basically I would take my journal out with just a pen, and that would be when I would just write in sections. This was Magical Out of the Mundane. Now I think someone was asking about this little red guy in the last video I did for the $15 tier. This guy is actually part of the Sojourner subscription, I think 2 months ago. So he was exclusive to the subscription people that sign up for Rose subscription service, and so I did a whole sheet of monsters holding journals, obviously the little Sojourners, and this guy was one of them. So if you're not in the subscription, you didn't get them, and I knew that a lot of the people that were subscribed to that thing were inky, so they would have already had a lot of all the other monsters that I've done for you in the past. So I created, I think, 6 or 7 little creatures that were not released anywhere else. I think there's a few in here. So like this guy was not in there, this guy was not in there. These two were there for the Sojourner thing, and then these two were part of the Sojourner thing. And I think the actual red guy that you are looking at is actually on a card, like a piece of separate paper. But he was definitely a Sojourner exclusive, so you'll never get a version of him. I could redraw him in a different colorway, different look, but yeah, that was the whole point. I knew they needed to get something that was exclusive to them, as most of them were already inkies. This was part of a create with me when I painted this bug on camera, hanging out with the girls. And then this is kind of where my journal starts to have a lot of like, there are gaps here, but this is where I prep pages in advance, or I just fiddle and play, and then I'll come in, and I don't journal chronologically. We've talked about this. So I've got little monsters in here, drawings, and then I'll come back and just add to these pages when I feel like it. This is actually a high school print that I had in one of my old journals. I developed it, I photographed it, all that sort of stuff, and I was even tinting photos with, I don't even know what I was using back then, but this was how it was in grade 11. So I was tinting photos way back when. I wish I knew what I tinted it with, because it's like really stayed. So I've just got random bits. I'm testing Lindy Stamp Gang stuff for a video, and then I was trying to find a page all the way back here, and I did a style swap video for the last video for the top tier, and I did a whole heap of vintage looking things, like a style that I'm not, as you can see, not very fabulous at, but I really love how it turned out and I really like how it looks. So that was the latest video, and then that is it. And then I just have blank pages and some tape that I'm testing out. But yeah, so that is my journal currently up until now. I hope to finish it soon. I have my B6 folio ready to go, and I have a feeling my journal from Brie, Documented Journey, may arrive today because it hit Australia a couple of days ago. So I'm hoping that the mailman brings it today, and then I'll be like itching to get into that, even though I still have quite a bit to go on here. But I hope to be out of here within the next few weeks. I might have to do some morning pages just to sort of get, because it's getting to the point where it's hard to journal on because of that hump. So morning pages may have to be the way to go, just to not bulk it up much more than it already is. But it'll be interesting to go down to a smaller size. I can't even see my B6 folio. Oh, I can hear my kids again. Anyway, that is it for today. That is my journal. I hope you enjoyed just this quick little flip. If there's anything you want to know more about or would like to see me demonstrate in maybe a YouTube video, then let me know, because I'm always looking for stuff to do for YouTube. I will be coming back quickly with a comparison video. So you'll probably get 2 bonus videos. This one will go up probably Saturday, between, grab it, the Sendak by Peg and All and the Superior Labor pen roll. Sorry, my pen roll's in disarray. I've been working out of it. So I've got all my bits and pieces sort of everywhere. There's been a bit of chatter about the two. How do they compare? Which one would I buy? That sort of thing. So I'm going to do a quick comparison video now after I've filmed this, and you'll see that coming up in the next few days as a bonus, because it's not really hard for me to sit down and chat about supplies. It's what I love to do. So have a wonderful weekend, Inkies, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!